Okay, so in this part, we will try to create the beam column connections. We have the connection catalog. If you click on Control F, it will appear like this. You can also click on this icon here. Okay, so we need the beam column connections, and the beam column connection, like you have a lot of beam column connections, but this beam column connection particularly, this one here is called the end plate connection. So I will say here end plate and see what I have. The name of this connection is end plate 145 like this. So I will select the joint. It will ask me about the main point, the main member, and the main member is the column. Then it will ask about the secondary member, which is the beam. Okay, this is good. But before this, we need to change the section of the beam because I don't think we changed this. So if we double click on the beam, we will find the section. The section here is W16 by 40. I think the right section is W18 by 40. So I just will write W18 by 40 and say modify. So now I have the beam section. I don't need to change anything else in the beam because the beam here is like is steel A992. The beam name beam is good. This option for drawings, we don't need to change this. The position here also, it already like was constructed in the position that I need, so I will not control this. The end offset also, we might need this in the future, but I will not talk about that now. And we can just say close. Okay, so I need to do the same here also. So this should be W18 by 40. Modify. You have to click modify. And when you click modify, this should be selected. The beam should be selected. Let's return back now to the connection. So if I go to the connection and double click on it like this, the connection is called component here. We will find that we have a lot of options that control this connection. Okay. So now we need to control the distance between the plates and the bolts. So let's first, this picture here, this will not help us a lot. Let's go to, I think this will help us. Let's see. So the distance here, we have 4 inches. On the top, we have 4 inches. So let me put here minus 4 inches. And I will put here minus 4 inches and see what will happen. Good, 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 good. So this caused the plate to be extended like this, 4 inches and 4 inches. And why I put minus sign? I put minus sign because the distance toward the center of the beam like this. So I needed to move in the opposite direction. Okay. What else, guys? I will go to the next one. We have here other dimension here, the plate. Okay, we don't have the thickness. We don't have the thickness of the plate. If you don't have the thickness of the plate, you can just assume it equal to 1 inch. So the thickness of the plate here will be 1 inch. And the width of the plate based on the drawing 7 inches. So I will say here 7 inches and see. Okay, so 7 inches is good. So I will say I will click on V. So look at this. So the connection plate is very nice, very good. Okay, you can see that you have like million of options here, like not million, like tens of options here. We will not to talk about this now, like this unimportant option, but I will try to cover this in the course. But currently, we just need to focus on the important things. Now we will go to the stiffeners here. If you need to add stiffeners behind the flange here, so you can do this. You can do this for sure. Uh, So you just, I think, need to just add thickness. Let's see. Okay, so we have added half-inch thickness flange here. Okay, and I will put one here. Okay, so they will be 4. Okay, so these things are not found in the drawing here, but you can do this. You can do them. We usually, as fabrication engineer, you have the right to add few things like this, because these things will enhance the performance of steel structure too much. Okay, if you don't have them in the drawing and you don't want to add them, no problem. Also, this will cause no problem. The width of the beam or the width of these stiffeners are automatically the distance between the web and the edge of the flange. But if you want to add a specific number or add some numbers here, you can do this. Okay, so please, you can play with these options to understand what they do. I will go now to the notch. Okay, not the notch, sorry, I will go to the bolts. Now let's go to the bolts. The bolt size here based on this drawing is 1-inch bolt. So let me select 1-inch bolt here. I would say modify. So the bolts, as you see, started to be bigger. Now we need to control the position of these bolts. And as you see, guys, here on the top, on the drawing, okay, the first row here has a distance equal to 2 inches from the top of the flange. So this will be from the top of the plate, sorry. So this will be 2 inches. Let's see what will happen. Okay, just ignore this. We will use this distance here. So it will be -2. This is the distance between the top of the flange and the bolt. Okay, good. So it is good now. After that, uh, okay, we have also some bolts here. Let's say -2. See what will happen. Good. So we have this row of bolts and this row of bolts performed very well here. Okay. I didn't give you any value for the distance between the bolts, so I will keep it. I will keep the automatic one. However, if you want to edit this, if you want to edit this, you have this distance here, this distance identified here. So I can say 3 inches or 4 inches, for example. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, I think 3 inches, 3.5 will be much better. Okay. Okay, the color of our connection here is yellow. This means that there is something wrong. There is clash or something. Yes, we have clash here. So we also need to control this distance. This distance is equal to 4 inches, as you see here, 2 and 2. So the distance between the first and second row, of bolts is 4 inches, and we can control this distance from here. So I can put 4 and see what will happen. We have to select. I have to select the connection. Okay, so we have four now, 4 inches. Okay, what else, guys? Uh, we have also another row here, another row of bolts here. Okay, uh, this will need some work from us. This will need some work from us. So now I have this bolt, then I have 4 inches. This will give me this bolt row. This bolt row here, this one, I need to shift this to be at the bottom like this. Like add one more distance here, like another like 6, for example. We need to select the joint. See, so it will shift the bolt like this, but we need the exact distance. How to do this? If you go to edit here, you have measure. So I will measure this distance. We have the vertical distance directly. So I will select the distance from this bolt to this bolt here. It will ask you about the size that you need to put the dimension line. So it will be like this. Okay, 1 foot, 5 inches and 7/8. 1 foot, 5 inches and 7/8. So the bolts should be at a distance equal to 4 inches. So 4 inches from this. So the distance should be 1 foot, okay, 1 inch. So I will subtract, okay, 4 inches from this and 7/8. Let us see if this will work or not. Okay, so let's do it with another way. So I will say 13 inches like this. We didn't select, I didn't select this. So I have to select this. Okay, so we are good now. I just need to add the 7/8. 7/8 like this. Okay, so all the time, make sure that this connection is make sure that the connection is selected when you do the modify. As you see here, it's still yellow. I believe it is yellow because this edge distance here is less than 1.5 the height of the bolt, less than 1.25 the diameter of the bolt. This is something that we will learn in our course. Okay, but how to do this? We need just to add 1 inch to this column. So I will add 1 inch to this column here. So it will be, I will add 1 inch is good. Let's see. I say modify. Now, okay, look at this, started to be green. So the edge distance here is satisfied. The edge distance is satisfied. And what I know is I think Tekla is check if it is 1.25 the diameter of the beam. Okay. The hunch, let's look at, we have something called the hunch. Okay. The hunch here is this stiffeners here, and this stiffeners is equal to okay, it's 10 millimeter. I think this like maybe typo. 10 millimeter is approximately half inch. So I will put half inch and half inch. Okay, and now we can control the thickness of this hunch, which we call it stiffener. Okay. Now I need to save all this data. All this data need to be saved. So I just say apply. If you say apply, the data will be saved. Okay. So when I go to create this joint here, I will say Control F, select it again, select this, then select this. Okay. So you can see that it was created like this. What we need to do is to add 1 inch to the column. We will add 1 inch to the column to satisfy this condition. Okay, so we have now very nice joint as you see here. Also, I think this distance is very small. Okay, this distance is very small. It will not be easy in construction. So what I suggest, guys, is to add uh, some distance for this. It will not fit. the drawing here, but this is acceptable in detailing. If you see, when you do the detailing, if you see something that will be difficult in construction, you can modify it a little bit, and for sure you have to tell the designer. Okay, so what I will do, guys, what I will do, I will add half inch here, I will add half inch here, so this will be half 4.5. Okay, and okay, 4.5, and I will take this half inch from here, so this is 7/8. So I will just subtract 3/8, 4/8, so this will be 3, like this. Okay, I think I need to remove also, I need to remove also one, just look at this. Don't think they are symmetric, so this distance is big. So I need also to remove one more half inch from here. So if I remove one half inch, it will be uh, I think 3/8, 3/8 and 1/8, so it will be 7/8, 7/8. Let's see what we have. Yes, now we are good now. Okay, so you need to calculate the distance accurately as much as you can. So, and I will select this. I will select this to, let's say, apply first. Okay, you can, what you can do, you can just click on this like this. Okay, and go select the other one here and say modify. You can see it was modified based on the new characteristics or the new details. Okay, guys, now we need to find this joint here. There are a lot of options. Let us stop this video at this point now and create another video for this joint.